everyone, it's Michelle Ford back here at SLR Lounge. Now we know that wedding day preparations can be rather chaotic for the photographer. There's a lot of things going on and there's a lot of things you can forget. I'm going to give you some tips that can make you more efficient on wedding day. So having a checklist is such a no-brainer, right? Why didn't I do it before? I don't know. I thought I was better, but inevitably I always forgot something. Things that didn't fit into my bag, things that weren't obvious, like the light stand or the extension cord. Or I forgot some kind of product that was due to the client, like the signing book or the pens, and I had to drive all the way home. That was just silly. Or I'd forget my energy drink and have to make a stop somewhere. Just really stupid stuff. So for my phone, I use the SPRINGPAD app. There's a lot of apps out there that you can use on your phone. Some people even use Evernote. I need all these to keep my lists together, and I have one for every type of shoot and every type of meeting. And that way, when I leave the house, I leave with confidence and I'm not driving back and forth. Another good tip is to use your phone as your best friend. The night before, I set up alarms for myself, so when I'm doing the bride or groom prep shots, I give myself a 10-minute warning, so when the alarm goes off, I know it's just about time for me to release that bride or groom onto the next session. Definitely turn off your alarms and your phone rings on your phone for ceremony time, right? Don't forget that. You can also set up addresses in Google Maps. You can save favorite locations inside of Google Maps, or sometimes I just put it into my calendar with the address. That way I can pull it up directly on my phone for those turn-by-turn directions. You want to put in things like the getting ready venue, the ceremony, the reception, and maybe even your separate shooting venue. All these things, because every little second counts and you really don't have time to look things up on wedding day. So even though my phone is my best friend, I'm kind of one of these, let's make sure I've got everything handy anyway. So I've got a document with the timeline, the phone numbers of the bride and groom, the coordinator, all my shooters. These are just things that I have to have in an instant. And it also has everybody's start and end time along with all the addresses for the venues. So just in case the battery on my phone dies, which sometimes it does, I still have all these things handy. And then I also have a TRIPLOG app. For my phone anyway, I've got an app that tracks my mileage, because you guys all know we drive around a lot on wedding day and all those miles count for tax season. So one of the things that people commonly forget on wedding day is syncing cameras with each other. So it's one of the things that we choose to do the night before. We have all of our shooters go to timeanddate.com and just sync their cameras with that website. Now, in the event that we forgot, it's not the end of the world. Of course, we can still sync with each other once we see each other. The other thing is putting batteries into my flashes and my triggers the night before, because every second counts. I don't want to have to worry about it the next day. So I just pre-load all of those cameras, or the camera too, and flashes and triggers the night before. And then the next day it's all ready to go. Have you ever found yourself shooting with a camera and then there were images already in your card because you forgot to reformat? Okay, I do that. So I have decided that's another one of those things I should just do the night before. Format all my cards. That way the next day it's all fresh and ready to go. The other thing that might scare people, I've got a gallon ZIPLOC bag that I keep in my bag, and that's for my lens caps. I've been known to lose them and it's been kind of terrible. So I literally remove all the lens caps as soon as I arrive at the venue. I store them into that gallon ZIPLOC bag, and then I'm ready to go. All my lenses are easily accessible. I'm not having to unscrew, rescrew, and I misplace the lenses all on their own. At the end of the night, before I leave that venue, I will recap all of my lenses. That also helps me make sure that all the lenses are accounted for. And then all of the batteries are removed from all of my cameras, flashes, and triggers, because these are the things that I want to make sure I address as soon as I get home, along with the CF cards getting downloaded. That way, for the next wedding, I'm already ready and prepared. Bonus round! We're going to talk about some efficiencies that we can do with a camera now. I've always been an auto white balance kind of person, although recently I've decided I'm going to be on this quest to be better about getting it right in camera, and that includes white balance. It's been tricky because I feel like I have to test the white balance setting that I want, shoot it, and then it's a trial and error situation until I get what I want. The video guys clued me in on the live view mode. Because I don't mess around with the video in my camera, I didn't really know that that was available. If you set your camera to live view mode, mind you, I'm talking about Canon, you can actually look at what the white balance settings that you choose, what it does live on the screen as you select it. That also includes your Kelvin settings. That makes it fun and a lot easier. Turns out the Nikon guys have had this for a while, so go look for it. That's a fun one. Bonus round number 2. Now we're going to talk about the AI servo button. When you're doing that processional section during the ceremony, people are walking towards you. Whenever you've got your focus button on that subject, the trick is trying to get it right and get it sharp. If they're coming towards you, they're changing your plane of focus. So unless you're really good with that trigger, you might miss it. So usually what you would do is change over to AI servo, but it's one of those things that I forget or I trip around with and I don't have time for. Found out that the 5D Mark III now has a button, well actually it has a bunch of buttons, but you can repurpose some of your buttons now. The depth of field preview button was something that I never really used, and using my custom function menu, I can reprogram this particular button to be an AI servo button instead. So while my drive is set to 1 shot, I can aim, hold down this button, and it toggles me over to AI servo mode. It stays in AI servo mode until I release the button, and it makes life so much simpler, and that way my images are sharper during that processional shot. Should also work for dance shots. And I confirmed with our Nikon guys, apparently they also have a toggle in their camera. It's actually found, if I'm not mistaken, on the left side of the camera. Go look for it. Let me know if you find it. So those are all my little tips. Hope that helps you guys become more efficient. I would love to hear what you guys implement in your own workflows. Be sure to leave me a comment and let me know because I'd want to check it out. Anyway, I'll see you guys all next time. Late.